In this video, we will go through how a member registers for an event through the online calendar. And we're going to go ahead and register for an event. So let's scroll down, and we're going to register for the weekly social dining taking place next week. So we'll click on that. And before we go and register, I just want to point out this text right on our event view. So when you are creating events, you can set minimum and maximum booking limits. For this event, we've actually set a maximum booking limit of 4 attendees per booking. We've made this information available directly on the event view. So I'm going to show you what happens if we actually try and register more than the max number of attendees per booking. But now we can go ahead and click that register button. Our book for event window will populate. At the top, we'll see the information for our event. Then our name will actually populate here as the booking owner. Beside that, we have the category. There are 2 different types of categories we can use for our events. The first one is called an age-applied category, and this will actually display the ages, which can include child, adult, senior, etc. The other type of category we have is the member-selected category. These are basically the different membership categories that the club offers, including family and gold categories. In order to add a registrant to your booking, all you have to do is choose whether it's a member or a guest, as long as we've allowed guests to attend this event. So first, let's add a member. From here, we can simply type their name in, and let's select. Now you can also use the search on the right-hand side as well. Then we can add a guest. Now note for the guest, the email address in the registration window is optional. Just note, if you don't add one here, it means that this guest will not receive an email notification. Now if you want to remove someone from your booking, simply click that remove button. Now maybe we want to add one of our groups to our bookings. In order to do that, we're going to switch over to the Buddies tab. Instead of having to type out all these names every time, if you just watch in the middle here, as soon as I click on Dinner Friends, it's going to populate those names for me. Now, this type of registration is called a hybrid registration. And what that means is we can include actual names of registrants for our booking, and we can also provide a head count of unnamed registrants. So maybe you've talked to a couple members and they said they're interested in coming to the event, but they haven't given you a straight answer. We can throw that number in there, and we can always come back in and edit our booking. Now, the other 2 types of registrations are your detailed registration, which means we have to provide a name for every registrant. And your other type of registration is your quick registration, meaning all we have to do is simply provide a head count of how many registrants are in our booking. Now, if we scroll to the bottom, we also have a note section, and this is a great opportunity for the members to leave a note for the club. So maybe we're celebrating a birthday for John. Once you've added your registrants and added any notes that you need to add, we're going to scroll up and click continue. Now, when you are creating your events, you can also choose whether or not to ask questions. And with that, we have 2 different types of questions you can ask. Your first type is your booking preferences. And these questions are going to be asked once to your entire booking party. So for example, do you have a seating preference? Your second type of question is your personal preferences. And these will be asked once to every named registrant. Okay, so if we scroll down, our 5 registrants who had an actual name within the booking are shown here, but not those 2 unnamed registrants. And you'll also notice that the note section is carried forward from the first screen. So if you forgot to fill it out or you need to make any changes, you can definitely do so here. Now with our questions, we also have 2 types of answers. Your first type of answer is a drop-down multiple choice, where we actually pre-enter in these options that your members can choose from. So for our seating preference, let's go ahead and choose window. Also note that you can mark a question as required. So we would get our red asterisk, meaning that we have to answer this question before we complete this booking. Your other type of answer is your text box. This allows members to type directly into this box with their answer. So for example, food allergies. There are so many food allergies nowadays that if we tried to make a drop down for it, we would probably go past the end of this page. This way, we can have the member type directly into that box. So although none of these questions are marked as required, I'm just going to go ahead and answer those very quickly. Now that we've answered our questions, let's go ahead and click that register button. If you recall, I said for this event we had a maximum booking limit of 4. So this is the error message that your members will receive if they try to exceed that. Now this is a very simple change. So we're going to click OK, and let's just navigate back to that first registration window. From here, all we have to do is remove some of those registrants so we only have a maximum of 4. So let's remove Andrew, and I'm going to remove our 2 unnamed members. We'll continue there. You'll notice all our questions are still answered, so we don't have to worry about re-answering those. And now we can click that register button. We'll then get our registration complete window, which provides us the details of the event, who's part of our booking, gives us that nice confirmation number, and allows us to print our confirmation. If you have set up the email notifications, everyone in the booking party will also receive an email. Let's close out of here. Now that we have registered for the event, we can go ahead and update our registration or cancel our booking. And if we look at that Others Attending tab, you'll see that our booking party can now be found here. Okay, let's go ahead and close out of that event. Also, now that we've registered, we will see that green check mark beside the event. Then our My Bookings tab will show us any future events that we have registered for, also providing us with some details and allowing to update or cancel that booking.